and achieved so well, in the beautiful world of tennis. Lewis, while we wait for the connections here, we'll get across now to other things that Aryna Sabalenka, her breakthrough season. We'll talk about how she was able to achieve, good moments at the ITF junior tennis circuit. Not also forgetting the effort she's made in also competing in the under 16 tennis European tour at a younger age, and many more that she also achieved. In fact, because of her level of achievement and her level of grit, she was able to put through in some of the Grand Slams. Today, Aryna Sabalenka has won a few Grand Slams and also has also achieved. She's now a grade A player when you talk about the WTA, and no surprises, regardless of what a lot of persons would think and say. Sabalenka, had really achieved that. She has achieved a lot in tennis, and one of the biggest player, if not the best, Belarus. She was once world number one before Iga Swiatek, but it's been on and off with her and Iga Swiatek, and a lot of person thinks that the biggest rivalry now in tennis is Aryna Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek, who currently holds the title as world number one. So a lot. I will talk about Aryna Sabalenka. I talk about what she's been able to achieve. Talk about other stuff around her, and then she will also look at other areas of Aryna Sabalenka that a lot of you don't get to know, because she's our sports personality. We also profile the effort of Aryna Sabalenka in building humanitarian activities, philanthropic activities, and her personal lifestyle. This is still sports personality. We're going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about other areas of our sports personality, who is, of course, Aryna Sabalenka this month. Don't go anywhere. From that short break, I will see profiling our sports personality on the show this Saturday morning, and of course, it's Aryna Sabalenka. We'll talk about her background, talk about her junior career, and of course, the latest she's been able to achieve. Let's look at her professional and her international, career. Sabalenka represented Belarus at the Junior Fed Cup. I talked about that one earlier. In 2014 with the team, finishing in 6th place. And she then made her senior Fed Cup debut for Belarus in April 2016, losing a dead rubber double match against a Russian, top seed. But obviously, we'll come back to that. We have Emmanuel Michael joins us this morning via the call, and of course, we'll talk about Aryna Saba this morning. Mike, welcome to Sports Personality on Atlantic Television Network this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much, for having me this morning on the show.
Okay, and of course, let's take a look at some of the, Aryna Sabalenka's deeds, especially. What do you know about Aryna Sabalenka, as a tennis player?
Well, to start with, Aryna Sabalenka is a professional Belarusian tennis player that is still on the rise, but then having have the need for herself over the past couple of 4 or 5 years down the line right now. It's one player that we are very proud of because of her achievement within the
among one of the best when it comes to serve. Her serve is inconsistent. However, according to her double fault when she plays, in some of the games at about in 2020, I remember she was also very notable. She suffered from the hip, in 2021, also finding out and also serving 152 double serves in 11 matches, an average of 14 double serve in a match. Her second serve began to show improvement from 2022, having worked with a biomechanic expert, following the 2022 Canadian Open. Overall, Sabalenka has served 140 double serve in the year 2022, and that continues from time to time. Tennis broadcaster and former professional player Mary Carrillo praised the power in her style of play, along with her fierce attitude, describing her as babe tennis personified. Big babe tennis, I want to call that particular one. And although she hit a lot of winners, they can be accompanied by a lot of unforced errors that also affected her. And sometimes in her first career top 10 victory against Karolina Pliskova, she hit 40 winners and 39 unforced errors. And her career top 10 victory against Caroline Wozniacki was similar, 64 winners and 54 unforced errors. Her coach Dmitry Tursunov credited her performance and improvement in the summer of 2018 on developing better shot selection, and he said, I quote, the major thing is she's stopped trying to hit a winner with every shot. For her, she prefers playing on a grass and a hard court, and she cemented that this year when she won the US Open. So if you follow Alina Sabalenka and you know what she does, she loves playing the hard court. She also enjoyed her game on the grass court, and that feeling of also playing in the hard court and the grass court gives her excellence. Of course, know that if you look at what happened in the Australian Open, look at what happened in the US Open, more of comparison or argument as to whether she can win the big one, French Open, and maybe the Wimbledon. Time will tell, but she has also shown that when it comes to the Grand Slams, she has the grit, she has everything it takes, to go on. Let's move on now and look at other areas of Aryna Sabalenka. And Mike talked about her political worldview. Of course, Belarusian protested that Sabalenka criticized the government of Alexander Lukashenko for its dispersal of peaceful protests and called for no violence, but was criticized by a member of the Belarusian opposition for not using her platform to advocate for the protest movement. And she has not also been in support of the fight between Russia and Ukraine. And I mean, she has suffered the fate of also being a citizen from Belarus, and of course that also affected her. She was not part of the Olympic because of issues surrounding the IOC and the war laden zone. Like we talk about the likes of Russia, talk about Belarus, who of course have been banned not to take open part. I mean, genuine part in the Olympic movement. And the other areas of Sabalenka you talk about is you can look at it from a perspective of what she's been able to achieve over time, because records and achievements speaks volume of a player. And in the WTA tour, her exceptional talent and rapid rise to prominence, is really heralded. Here are some of the records and accomplishments. As at last year, Aryna Sabalenka has won 4 WTA 1000, formerly known as the mandatory and premier, 5 titles which are often referred to as masters on the WTA tour. So the masters that she has won, she won the 2018 Wuhan Open, 2019 Wuhan Open, so successfully defended her title in Wuhan, in 2021. She won the Madrid Open, and that's another big one for her. So she has continued to show her grit, and also she won that particular one on the clay court, don't forget. And then in last year she also won the Madrid Open. She won that particular one again on the clay court. And if you look at the Grand Slams, she won the Australian Open singles in 2023, won it again this year, and then lifted the US Open recently last month. And so you cannot talk about Aryna Sabalenka without looking at her recent rise, defeating Elena Rybakina in the hardcourt final and also getting that particular one. Sabalenka has also found success in doubles, winning 2 Grand Slam doubles, and she got a particular one with Ellis Mertens in 2019, 2021 with Ellis Mertens again as her double partner, and she continues in rise. Let's move over now because of the want of time and look at the lessons, her personality, what the future holds for her. With her third Grand Slam, in hand, she has proven that she can be a consistent, top level performer, and of course, her future looks incredibly bright, no doubt. And she continues to work on improving her game, and many believe that she has to win more major titles and establish herself as one of the dominant players in women tennis for years. The rivalry between Aryna Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek will continue because Aryna Sabalenka has shown that in the WTA she has a fierce playing style that is that has kept her standing among her equals. And for Nigerians like Michael, who joined us earlier, mentioned, there are lessons to learn from a player and a personality like Alenka. One of such is not just about the journey that she has traversed, it's not about her level of achievement, but the fact that generations can look up to a lady known as Aryna Sabalenka and also think that, okay, that children can be like her. And that's the beauty of having sports personality like her, because not many are successful on the tennis court. I mean, there are names that have played tennis for a very long time. We talked about Daniela Collins, but they have not achieved it gloriously. The likes of Serena Williams of this world, Caroline Wozniacki, Maria Sharapova, these are former world number one that were dominated, for a very long time, and some have also come through that didn't win. So for her being profiled today, she has lessons that generations to come will look back and say, oh, that was a player like Aryna Sabalenka, and we cannot dispute that particular one. So let's take a look at some of the activities that had kept her apart, and generations will learn from her. Let's move on. One, it will be the fact that she has a very dogged resilience, and her resilience in the face of challenge is another particular one. I told you she lost her father in 2019, lost of course her fiance in 2000 early this year, but that never deterred her. She faced a very tough young age. I mean, her growing up was not as easy as it seemed, but with the help of her father, she was able to surmount. And then her breakthrough years also moved on. She had a very strong mental game that helped her, and then the resilience, perseverance are crucial to her success. When she won her Australian Open that last year, it was a testament to her persistence, and it pays off. And she was also able to overcome the setback. She stayed focused, and then she was able to also move past the tough moment in her life, setting a very strong long-term goals that was achieved. Secondly, she embraced personal growth and development. She had a coach that was coaching her, and giving her the best, but she also consistently worked to improve her game, both physically and mentally. If you look at her early career, she was known for her powerful but erratic play. Over time, she improved her focus and then learned to manage high pressure situations better. This continuous commitment to personal growth also helped her to reach the level of sports that she's even being heralded and talked about today. So for our young generations, continuous improvement, personal skill, and are the route to success. Lastly, on one of our success stories is her support system that matters. Aryna Sabalenka has often spoken about the important role of her team members, and that's why every time she wins a Grand Slam or any tournament, on-court presentation of those trophies, she had highly praised outpouring from her to her team, saying that she had a very strong support system. She sometimes queries them, she sometimes quarrels with them, but they have been part of her journey to success and to stardom, and that she cannot rule out. And she has also testified that her success is not a sole journey. It's not a solo journey, rather, but a journey that comes with a team of players that have been there with her, and all this makes for a nice